Hello and welcome back to our Cold War adventures. In between episodes, I did once again go in and order a lot of armies to be constructed. There's a lot of them here. It will be about 6 more armies, I believe, of 60,000 each. And it's going to take a while. It's going to take maybe more than 5 years. Maybe we'll done at 1970 with all of these armies due to, for example, the tanks take 270 days each. And since we're mostly constructing from cities now, which can only handle 1 unit at a time, well, it's going to take a while in that regard. So maybe 5 years, perhaps, plus minus 1. That is my estimation, my guesstimation more like it. And we just got Ireland into our coalition. Just like Austria over here, they forgot everything to do with neutrality and decided, you know what, NATO, not such a bad guy after all. Let's be friends with him, even though it's not a him. It's not a thing. It is a thing though, but it's not a person. Alright, we have one more army here that we can split off. 3, 4, 5. And some fighters, followed by some bombers. And some artillery. It's not the most exciting thing in the world to have happen, but all of these army things is part of the game. No! It did happen and was scheduled to happen. At exactly 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday, November 22nd, 1963, in Dealey Plaza, Dallas, Texas, Kennedy was fatally shot while traveling with his wife, Jacqueline, Texas Governor John Connally, and the latter's wife, Nellie, in a presidential motorcade. What a shame. What a shame. We couldn't change history. We had no choice there. But, well, maybe we can change history in the future. So 2 things happened last episode, 2 big international things. One would be, sure, let's go with Rhodesia, they can do what they want. Maybe they shouldn't, but we can't carry them on. The Cuban Missile Crisis was the first incident to occur. We did handle that one, sure, except all of these new regimes. And the other thing was Berlin, where the Soviets did yet another attempt. Both of them had a small chance of the Soviets, like the World War III happening, but it didn't end up happening. So that's a good thing. Still no technology, at least until the new year, which is, well, it's half a year away. It's going to be 1965, I believe, when the next technologies get released. So we're just sitting here waiting for that to occur. Cambodia, we promised not to bomb you as much this time, so I'm happy that you joined us. And South Vietnam is still a thing. Korea, the Korean War never really occurred to the same extent anyway. Speaking of which, maybe we should transport over some more men. We have now the 60,000 men. I believe those will be enough for South Vietnam. I don't expect a conflict to flare up there anytime soon. So what we will do now is start ferrying over some troops to Europe. Europe needs our protection, and I got a bit mad at them before, saying that I won't support them, I won't help them. It was a bit too hasty of us. We will help them. We will assist them. People's Democratic Republic of Congo, sure, well, they're still at war, aren't they? They're allied with the Soviet Union. Should we ally Zaire? We can't, they don't want us. They don't like us. Katanga, should we ally them? They only have 1 unit, there's no way they will survive. These have 5 and Zaire has 11. I believe in Zaire, I think you can win. Right now, Zaire is leading the war against both of these. Is it Zaire versus both of them? Ah, it is. That's a shame. I was hoping there would be a three-way war. We can make another attempt at sending an astronaut into space. We failed again, despite managing before. Still don't know what that was all about. That's acceptable again. Brussels Olympics. Gagarin in space. Didn't they do something like that before? Didn't we have our American into space before? At least through an event, even though apparently that didn't count. So yeah, we will get him into space one way or another. I gotta say, in America, it's not a good place for glass. Almost every single factory, in fact, yeah, with like 2 exceptions, 3 exceptions maybe, all the factories that are closed down have been glass factories and optics manufacturer, which is a bit sad. I almost want to give them another shot. You know what? I will give them another shot. Open the factories. Maybe now they can make a profit. We're 1965, which means that we have modern medicine and liquefied natural gas, as well as anti-ship missiles. Those are the only things. Oh wait, we have actually there's a fair amount of technology that unlocked. A fair amount. That's gonna take us at least until the end of the year to fix all of them. Maybe a bit more than that. But let's face it, technology is very easy. There's no challenge there. They have arrived. The 5th Army is the first army to arrive in like 5 years or something to Europe, following our previous withdrawal. But now we will return. We will send many armies too. Not just 1 or 2, but many armies. It's nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot, many. We have 210,000 men just standing here waiting to be split up into new armies. We will do so. Probably my least favorite part of this game. Handling all of these units. As I mentioned before, it is part of it and it is a job that needs to be done. Fighters, and a bomber, and some tanks. And some motorized infantry, until we have 60,000 men. There we go, 2 new armies. All of them will be sent to Europe. Every single one of them. So how's it going with our navies? Oh no, we have more. Oh, damn it, why do I build ships there? Look at how many ships we have stuck here that can't go anywhere. Doesn't matter, we will fix it. They can only make frigates, patrol boats, stuff like that. This one is lacking 1 cruiser and 1 destroyer. In Norfolk we will be making 1 cruiser and 1 destroyer. While this little fleet is only lacking 1 destroyer, which we will be making in where exactly? We can make a naval base in Long Island, which will be fine. We can make a naval base here too. But in this place we will be making that lost destroyer, Lewiston. That should be fine. Should be fixing it. And here comes the transports. Ready to transport over more men to Europe. This is all in preparation for when we will actually have a war. I have a feeling the only way to defeat Soviet Union in a fancy enough manner is to declare war on them and win that war. And to do that we will need a lot of men. A lot of men and means. So that's what we will do. Send over more men to prepare for war with the Eastern Bloc. We just take a look here at declaring war, which we can't do because we don't have a valid justification for it, which is a bit sad. Maybe we should get one. I just wanted to see if there was any chance for our allies to actually join in. But that's been proven before, through all of these conflicts, is that we cannot trust our allies, and we shall not trust them. Where is this army? Is this the army that we sent before? This one is lacking artillery and 1 tank. Let's send that. Artillery. How many artillery did it lack? It did lack 2 artillery. Good, I was doing it right. And 1 tank. Let's send that up out there and let them have fun. There we go. And they probably lack something else too. Yep, they lack an infantry guy. Who is luckily enough coming over here. Good. Return back. That should be enough for that one, and this one is instead lacking 2 artillery and 2 fighters. We can fix that too. It's no problemo. And 2 fighters, was it? Yeah, so we fixed those 2 armies too. They are ready to go at a moment's notice over to Europe. Where's the transport vessels? Oh yeah, I sent them back to Europe. That's right, now I remember. And anti-ship missiles. Are we almost already done with the technology? It's a bit... I think we need more than these transport ships. I have a feeling we will. Look at the armies that are standing here ready to be sent over. This is a lot of soldiers. A lot of armies. Maybe we should have some more in Asia in case. Maybe. But I'm not a big fan of invading Soviet Union and those powers through Asia. Alright, we have a new election coming up. So that's a thing. I can't remember who became the president next after that guy. After Kennedy got shot. Who was it? Ah, Lyndon B. Johnson. Now I remember. Barry Goldwater or Lyndon B. Johnson. Let's pick Lyndon B. Johnson. He seems like a nice guy. Here we go, 60,000 men, 180,000 men when this has arrived. And a ton of more men just standing here in America, ready, waiting to be sent over. It seems stable to me. If you were to ask me, I would say stable as nothing else. There and... Wait, did I fail something? Yeah, one too many bombers. There we go, another army ready. A bit too many armies. Maybe too many. These are being made. Let's make some more transport ships. You know what? Let's do this. All in North America, just make transport ships. Doesn't matter. We can do another attempt at the whole sending people into... Oh my. This would be fun. German reunification. Maybe we will attempt to send us... failed again. That's what I get. Okay, all technology done again. We didn't even last the year out before we get done with them. As I mentioned before, it's a bit too easy, a bit too fast, a bit too quick. There we go, and Sri Lanka joined us. Thank you, Sri Lanka. Welcome, and I hope you have a nice day. William Barnes is next with his 14th army. Sri Lanka, you are welcome to our alliance. Now, if you could only get India on your side and send them here too, that would be great. Speaking of India, Spain is a great power. They will maybe soon get above Spain. And Belgium apparently stopped being a great power. Japan has become a great power. France obviously is one. And Italy. It seems like a reasonable list of great powers currently. India is the only one missing that should be there too. But they will get there soon enough. There we go. Another army. There's gonna be 240,000 men ready. Yugoslavia is unfortunately still under side. Shouldn't Yugoslavia been... Didn't Tito say no thank you to the whole Warsaw Pact? I was thinking that maybe he did. We wish them all the best into marriage. Romance is in the air in Houston, where marriage between one of the province's immigrant sons and a young local girl is being celebrated by friends and family. Ah, that part. We wish them all the best. Have fun. After all, America is a land of love. A land of understanding, tolerance, and love. And that's what should be celebrated there. Just everyone being happy, being in love, and also probably being happy. Okay, we can send this to somewhere else and also send that one destroyer up to... No, it was also a cruiser. The cruiser will get there later on. It's still being made. No, it was... Oh. Well, they needed a destroyer either way. So it's all fine. We have some transport ship being ready to go, which is excellent. And we have these transport vessels that need to go back to America. The big ferrying over of American troops to Italy, to northern Italy. But now we can also enter Germany and do it properly as well. So if we take a look at our enemies, we'll see that the East Germans have 17 brigades. Oh no, are they winning? Oh, Syria is winning. Excellent. So they have 17 brigades. 37 in Poland. Czechoslovakia has 13. Hungary, 9. Yugoslavia 9, Romania 20, Bulgaria 5, and the Soviet Union 636. And that's not even counting the massive amount of units they can add when they do the whole mobilization. We will have a lot of enemies. That is an understatement, to say the least. An understatement, but it's very, very true. Alright, here we have another transport vessel. They can go to Wilmington and start ferrying over men. We need to have them over as soon as humanly possible. They can even land in... Can they land here? No, wait, we are currently holding... Wait, what? Is that not enough? Wait, 60,000 men. How many do you need? How much do you weigh? No, wait, this is 20, isn't it? No, I'm counting it wrong. I apologize. 10, 11, that's not enough. We need more. I was so used to the armies that only use 10 brigades. But this is obviously more than that. But at the same time... Yeah, it's 20. We need to have more transport vessels. Here we have 2 more. Can we get some more? There we go, transport vessel. And transport vessel. There we go, now we have 20. Alright, now we are ready to transport over. And here we are ready to transport over. Both of these, send them over to our friends. One of them can even go all the way up to Germany and deliver up there immediately. And this one can go to... What is this place called? Landshut. Sure. The Germans actually have a fairly big army, 52 brigades. If we could only have a war where we include our allies and our allies want to be part of it, we could do amazing things. An amazing feat. I think it would be a great war. Not a great war in that way, but it would be a great war for us. It would be beautiful, glorious. And we have tanks, and we have some fighters, and some bombers. Actually, I have a lot of different men here. So 60,000 men, that's a new army ready to be sent over to Europe. Ferried over. For our home defense, I'm relying on any sort of conscription methods or mobilization efforts that we can muster. In case of need. Hopefully it won't be needed. Hopefully. There we go, 60,000 men, another army ready. Is this enough to make one final army? Maybe. Fighter, bomber, fighter, bomber, fighter, bomber. There, and motorized infantry. We're a bit low on them, but I think more is being made. So there we are. More men. This is an insane amount of men in any situation. So have they been delivered yet? Not really, but very soon. This one is done. Tensions in India. We will not give up India. They cannot fall into under Soviet dominion. And these 21 go back to Charleston. And we can do another attempt at this whole sending astronauts into space. Apparently there's a lot of people dying since we're failing all the time. That's how I interpret it anyway. Any new technology in 1967? No. I wonder how long we will wait for that. Maybe we'll have to wait for 1968 or something like that. Hopefully not. That's gonna take a long while. If we're gonna have to wait that long. Maybe we should send over some fleets too. We do have these first fleet, for example, they can be sent over here. We can... Why don't we select more than one at the same time so we don't have to scroll back and forth? Here we go, we have 4 fleets more that wants to have homes. One can be sent over here to Kiel. One can be sent over here to Bremen. One to Hamburg. And finally we could have one that is in Mediterranean and be sent to Genoa. That could be its new home. Free Mozambique? No, we will not. We even have a fleet over here. A fairly old fleet. But it's ready. We're ready to go. In case we ever need it. And then we have another army to send over. One can once again land over here, while the other one simply lands up north. It will be in Lüneburg, and this army, for example, can go here and then to Linz. We have a much bigger presence now in Europe, a much better, more refined presence too than we had before. I think we have restored everything regarding our military compared to earlier. So I'm pretty happy about that. Just consider that if we go into war with the Soviet Union, we can mobilize 3,520 brigades. And that is the United States. Imagine the Soviet Union, how many they can mobilize. They have a larger population than we do, and they have more constituent nations, or let's just call them what they are, satellites, than we do. So I'm a bit scared of that. So I hope that we can still do it. I have a feeling we will be overwhelmed though, regardless of what we do. The USSR diplomatic mission to ease tensions. We will do that. The Soviet Union actually likes us quite a bit, which is a bit of a strange thing. A strange feeling, if nothing else. Let's go for another send over here. Charleston and... Wait, you can go here and here. We are starting to run out of armies to send over though. Which means another recruitment drive is probably in the works, or it's gonna be in the works soon. In fact, we have another transport fleet, so we can transport even more. Here's Savannah. And then we have these other fleets that are waiting for. There we go. 17th Army and the 7th Army. There we go. There we go. Alright, one to Italy, the other one's to Germany. I would say that having Germany as our ally and friend now was probably the biggest development that's happened in Western Europe. Before, they were really not very friendly towards us. Now they are. And I think that's the only one I really care about to maintain, is Germany. So if any other great powers decides to go here, just stop it. You won't ever manage. Speaking of which, Iran, how's it going? They haven't bothered since we kicked them out before. They have not tried any of the tricks. Maybe we should have a few more men in Austria itself, maybe defend the capital in case of war. Maybe. I just wonder when anything will happen there, if we are the ones who need to instigate the conflict. Once again, when we do, our allies never join. So I'm a bit scared of that too. So yeah, this is a pretty hard situation to be in. Mostly because our allies are such stupid people. Untrustworthy people. I can be home in Charleston and Savannah and Wilmington. Great places. South Carolina, you've been a really good place to send our men off to die in Europe from. So I appreciate that. Good job. Kuwait has joined our glorious bloc. Thank you, Kuwait. You're a real treasure. You're really what we fight for. You're what we're trying to protect. Really, really good job. We're building some more armies in here. We need to recruit some more, but we are running out of men to recruit. Gotta be honest. Well, not really. We can recruit maybe 5-6 more armies from all of that. But then we would be completely dry. Still no technology. Maybe in 1968 there will be some. No, not really. Oh, there we go. At least one in 1968. So that will be unlocked now. There we go. 70 subcultures. Microprocessor. Green revolution. There's actually quite a few technologies, but we will be done with them really quickly. That's the sad part. Okay, let's send another astronaut into space. We failed again. I hate this chance-based bullshit. At this point, we should have learned from our mistakes, and it should really be that the first time, sure, a low chance of it succeeding, right? But every single time, the chance should increase due to us having failed before, learning from our mistakes, and yeah. It's just sad. It's just sad. I hate chance-based stuff. I want to have more reliability in that regard. They didn't really say, well, you know, we are about 25% sure that this will succeed. Should we try it, sir? Sure, go ahead. Try it. Instead of waiting for or testing until you have a very high chance of success, a very high probability. Transfer of the Bonin Islands. The Battle of Iwo Jima in 1945, one of the fiercest battles of World War II, was fought on a garrison island in this region of the Pacific. Following World War II, the islands were controlled by the United States Navy, which expelled all residents except those descended from the original settlers and or related to them by marriage. Alright, we will give them the island. We will be friendly with Japan. We need Japan to be our friends in this. Apparently that made us the second greatest power in the world. And that's just sad. Active guerrilla instigation in rival superpower sphere. Sure, let's cost them power. Or cost them issues. It's a bit weird. What is the Soviet Union doing now? They're at war with the Czechoslovakian people. War over Soviet Union. Can we intervene? We need to be friendly with them. Czechoslovakia? Why didn't you tell us? Why did you not say anything? There's no way we can become friendly in time. And there's no way we can ally them either. Wait, they're allied with the Soviet Union and fighting the Soviet Union and protected by the Soviet Union. What is this? What is this all about? War of Soviet control over Czechoslovakia. Alright. But they're allied with the Soviet Union. They're in the sphere of the Soviet Union. And they're at war with the Soviet Union. Form alliance they will not accept because they have another sphere leader. That's yeah. That's very logical. I'm happy, I guess, about that. No? Alright, 70 subculture. We need you to save us from all this. I like that People's Republic of China and Japan are allied. When would that ever happen? In this 1968 of all times. Why would that happen? Alright, we can apparently form NATO again. Which is great. That's never happened before. We haven't really formed them twice before or something like that. Sure, NATO. Absolutely. You know what? I want to reach 1970 and after that, I think, yeah, this episode will come to its conclusion. Just need to figure out a way to defeat these Soviet bastards because they are attacking all their friends and I have had no chance to help them out. Apparently the Soviets even failed, didn't they? Soviet Union as discredited. And now we are apparently the greatest superpower in the world. We will still have active guerrilla instigation in rival superpowers here. Let's see, how big is their sphere now? Well, they have Eastern Europe. Wait, what? They have Netherlands? They have Netherlands? Netherlands? Really? Alright, they apparently grabbed Netherlands. So good job, Soviet Union. You took Netherlands from under our noses. Brilliant. Brilliant job, but beyond that they don't really have much. They do have North Korea, which is a bit annoying. But beyond that, not really a lot at all. Compared to our United States sphere, which is much greater and much better in every single regard. People want to be friends with us so badly that they forgo all principles of neutrality. Sweden, for example, have a stance on neutrality. They forgo that to be friends with us. Austria, same here. It was actually a deal that they can't be allied with anyone, but they're allied with us. Switzerland, long-standing neutral power, allied with us. Ireland, same deal, allied with us. There's gotta be a point saying that even the people who don't want to have alliances ally us because we are so goddamn great. Take that, Soviet Union. Which neutral power have allied you? Exactly. That's right. Absolutely no one. I like that the Netherlands is even allied with the Soviet Union. That seems... I mean, sure, if they had a communist government, I could probably understand that. But is the people really willing to have that? Are people really willing to accept that they're allied with the Soviet goddamn Union? I doubt it. I doubt it, but we would be at war with them. We would be at war with them if that ever came to pass. And it's still... Guane. Is this the other one? Swaziland. And there's a tiny one. There we go. And Syria is requesting aid in the Syrian war of Egyptian containment against Egypt. Alright, who is at war with them? Syria wants us to help out, and they have the Soviet Union on their side. A war against Egypt of all things. Sure, we will be at war on the same side as the Soviet Union. Ain't that amazing? High wartime rationing, low wartime rationing, selective wartime rationing. Selective. Let's go for selective. We don't really need to ration at all. We are on the same side as the Soviet Union. This is an excellent plan to see any kind of... look at all of these armies. What do they have? The Soviet Union, they have a bunch of men. We have about similar, I would say. Let's take a look at ours. 15, they have a bunch more tanks than we do. But we have infantry, and we have a little more to back it up with too. They do have a lot of tanks, I will say that. Maybe we should add more tanks instead of having our other unit. That is a good point. I still believe in our unit, so. And apparently Turkey. No, Turkey was allied with us before, so. And they're at war with Cyprus apparently. Starting their invasion a bit early, it seems. 327,000 infantry standing there, that's quite a bit. In the east, they don't have that much. In fact, they have nothing in the east. So if we were to go to war with North Korea, for example, we could completely annihilate them before the Soviet Union could get a foot inside the door. But yeah, the Soviet Union, they have a lot of men, a lot of tanks. Their fleet, however, is not that great. They have 60 ships here, 21 here, 32 here, and nothing in the Black Sea. Well, 8 ships in the Black Sea, which is not that great. But yeah, we are at war with the Soviet Union, or together with the Soviet Union, more to the point. So if we were to make predictions of a war against Eastern Europe here, against the Warsaw Pact, I predict that we would be victorious in the Baltic Sea. We could probably establish dominance there pretty quickly with our fleets. If we just send all of our fleets to blockade here, we could force them into a decisive naval battle and probably, hopefully, most likely win. That's my prediction there. On the ground, however, it depends on if we can get allied support. But our armies, I would say, they have more power, like we have more fighters, more bombers, things from there, that would be good. But they have a lot more tanks, and tanks, just by looking at the stats, I would say that tanks are extremely overpowered, but I don't know. Maybe they are. They seem to be extremely strong and not have really anything that can deal with them. But we'll see that when we come to it. I think maybe in the future models I will cut down on infantry and have a bit more tanks. That could be a thing. But other than that, it's nice to see the Soviet Union. They have a lot of men, a lot of armies. Though we are prepared. We are prepared to take them on. Are they mobilizing? I don't think they will. But if they weren't, that would be pretty strong. How many does Egypt have? 13. Barely worth mentioning. There's no way I will make a move against him anyway. I couldn't care less. Let's see, there's a bunch of things happening here. We are at... Okay, we have DEFCON 2. It's war. Micronesia requests UN peacekeeping. Sure. And we will participate in... We did acceptable as always. Alright, we will actually take a cut here in today's episode. We got to see the Soviet Union. We're at war with Egypt. We have filled Europe with armies. We have 11 armies of 60,000 men each. So we have more than 660,000 active servicemen in Europe, in armies ready to go at a moment's notice. We have ships ready, navies ready. Everything is ready for a big conflict if that should happen. So maybe that will happen soon. We'll just have to see in the next exciting episode that will be coming shortly to a YouTube near you. See you then. Thank you for watching and have a good one.